How you going? I want to give you an opinion about these solar frames I brought. I brought these solar frames about 3 months ago, and when I brought them, the intentions were to obviously roll flat. Obviously, I've been for a while been riding with the ground control, which, to be honest, I think they're the best things that are out. So 100% to them. But because I'm in my 40s, I sort of tend to slow down with my running a bit, and I sort of wanted to have something that was able to push me a bit quicker. So what I did, I went out and I brought some solar frames. When I brought them, I thought, okay, so 4 wheels flat, okay, I'm not going to get any wheel bite, I should be good. You know, when you look at it on YouTube, they look rather spaced out, a little bit low, so you think, oh, it's impossible to get a bit of wheel bite. So I put them on, scattered around. Within the first 5 minutes, I was sort of disappointed, not with the frames, but with the fact that I couldn't sort of grind with them because I was getting wheel bite doing like torque soles, Nugans, sort of weird backslides and back unities and stuff. I was great. I don't know, I just wasn't grabbing the wheels, but everything else I was. So I took them off, put them back in the cupboard, didn't really know what to do with them, ready to sell them. And then I kept telling myself, nah, for the money I've paid for them, which was $270 just for the frames, and I thought, nah, they're not worth getting rid of yet. So I went back to ground control. I actually tried the Wish frames, and to be honest, they just felt like skis under my feet. The frame itself is great, but way too long. If you're size, I'd say between 11 and 12, you ain't going to notice it. That'd be a really good frame for you, but for me, no, it just felt like skis under my feet. So what I did was I gave it a bit. When I seen that they had new H plates that were alloy, I was watching YouTube, a couple of guys like Back to Blading and what's his name, Brendan Drummond. They were sort of trying to tell us what was the best sort of things for flat setup. So I decided to stick with the solar frames and buy these H plates. Now I brought these online from overseas Germany. It took 3 weeks to get here, which was worth the wait. Originally, these frames here, these H plates here, is what come with it. Now, they had a little bit more of a lesser groove. I actually grabbed them and pushed them on the belt sander to try and get a bit more of a groove out of it, thinking it was going to work, but all it did was just made a bit of a wider groove and still more wheel bite. The problem I had with them when I got the new H plates was if you pull this out, come straight out, lock straight back in. Now, if you lock that bit, it's just flash straight up. When I got these new aluminium plates, obviously you've obviously seen them before, what I noticed is that it'd slide in, but it wouldn't sit flush. So I started thinking, okay, so something's not right. Now, usually I'm pretty handy with things. I'd go straight to filing something down, which would not be the frames, would be obviously the H plates. But I sat down and thought, well, you shouldn't really have to do it. And in all honesty, I think they should come to delivered, lock in to fit perfect. You wouldn't expect them not to sit there and do that. So what I did was I had troubles with this frame. What I had to undo was the 4 bolts of the wheels just to loosen them off, and then I aligned it in, and I just used the rubber mallet, put it on a flat hard surface, and I just lined it up and I just whacked it in a bit, and in all honesty, without filing it down, I seem to have got it in a good tight position, but I actually had to hit this in a little. Now, I wouldn't recommend it unless you had to, but I didn't really care. I thought, no, it's either going to work or not. What I was worried about is trying to belt them in a bit and then the center bit sort of expanding, but it can't really expand too much, even though, this one was a little bit easy to get in. My opinion with the solar frames itself is great. I'm going to tell you the problem I had when I first got them. When you get them, the little spaces that are molded into the frame. When I was trying to line the wheels up and get them in, I had to really sit here and push to a point where I thought this is not working. So I pulled them out and I thought, should I file in here? And I thought, no, you shouldn't have to do that. In all honesty, you get your wheels in, pull them out about 10 times over time. Eventually they'll break in and wear in, so you get to a point. The other problem I was having was these little bolts. You know, a lot of people saying is, you know, they've got the self tapper here, but in all honesty, that wasn't doing nothing. Because what was happening in here, the little space in between the bearings, as I was trying to line it up, it wouldn't do anything. It took me a good half an hour to try and get them in. Eventually, they loosened off. I mean, you've got to pull your wheels out, in and out a few times for it to start working. Now, they work fine. So, after a while, they break in. I think they're a good frame. I don't think you'll be wasting your money if you're buying them, especially if you're just going to want to roll around a bit of half pipe and that. You know, I don't know what they're like for street. I don't really ride street as much. I'm more just skate parks. But my opinion is just buy them. I'm riding with like 55 mils wheels, being that I was trying to skate around with like the original H plate. Now that I've got this H plate, I can probably go back to like, I'm thinking of going 58 millimeter, not even bothering with 60, 58 mil. So with all the hiccups that I've been through to get them the way I want them, I think they're a good frame. I really hope these H plates here will stop me from getting some wheel bite, but we'll see how we go. Anyway, I'll see you out there. See how I go with them.